Hello out there, it's Mama Trip with her Louis Vuitton SLG collection. I don't know why I just referred to myself in the third person, but I'm gonna keep it. Okay, there's quite a few pieces to get through, and thank you so much for everyone that's been watching our initial videos. We're just, getting it started and, experimenting with what works for us. We just really appreciate everyone who's already along for the ride. Okay, let's start with, I'm gonna go small to large, or at least what I think is small to large, but it gets kind of fuzzy as we get going, and you'll kind of see. But we'll start with my 6-ring key holder. This was not the first SLG that I ever purchased, but I was definitely influenced to get this. I did not understand what the heck everyone was so, enthusiastic about this piece. And I was like, why would it seem so, kind of cumbersome to have to open this up and, get your keys out every single time. But I succumbed eventually, and I got this because I found the one with the pink, with the rose ballerine. And as you can see, it's very well loved because I used it every single day for maybe 3 years. And the outside might not look terrible. There's some wear on that button, but and I will definitely go into this in-depth more review. Do you see how there's only 3 of these guys left? That's because over time this seems to wear down, and when you open it to take out your keys, this entire thing comes off and all your keys kind of fall out. And I had never really seen a review that went over that. But again, it was after 3 years of daily use, and I did quite enjoy having my keys in this little guy. But I'm also just, doing just as well with the keys not in this guy. So a lot of people say, this is the first thing that you should get, but I'm not sold on that opinion. Okay, this is the only clay that I have. I had the 3 from the women's collection, the Monogram, the Damir Ebene, and the Azur, all in front of me at a store, and I couldn't decide which one that I should get, and I didn't want all 3 of them because I wasn't sure what the heck I would use this for, but I knew I wanted one because it was so cute, and I had all of them in front of me. And then I saw another customer pull this out. It was their own already, and I was like, oh my gosh, the silver hardware, and then the eclipse. I was like, I want that one. So I left with this guy. I've used him mostly for attaching to bags, or attaching, just carrying him around like this when I just need to have like a quick pop out. Yeah. And then just got some change still left in here. But he'll fit credit cards, ID, a little bit of cash nicely. Clip my house and car keys to this. And then my phone is pretty compact, so just grab this and we're out the door and to go. I never felt the need to have more of those. This is another one that I was very heavily influenced to get. If you watch so many of these videos, you kind of see the same items repeated over and over, and you kind of think, wow, they seem to really, really enjoy this piece. It's not really a piece that I've ever thought I could like, but I'm sold. So I went and got one. I was using the Chanel card holders, so if you had seen my previous video on my Chanel SLG collection, you see I have 3 of the card holders and then the flap card holders. So I was using those guys in combination with this thing. And then I just kind of thought, in some instances they're a little bit annoying to use. My life's changing in different ways and they're not really the best anymore. So I decided I like this because it has the flap option, has the key ring option that you can also put inside here, and then it doesn't actually, it does actually kind of bend your leather here. It doesn't have the little hole here for the key ring to come out, but it also has a zip pocket for your change if you want your change to go in here instead of everything all kind of in one compartment like you have to do for this guy. So I moved on to this one, and he is a bit bigger, right? So look at that. Right, the size difference is quite large, but as you can see, there's a bunch of wear on this, so I did use this every day for maybe a year. And then this one came out. And I thought, this solves all of my problems. This one has no organization for cards or anything. You just have a big black hole, kind of like the card holders from Chanel. Or at least those have like 2 compartments or 3 compartments inside. But, you know, I gotta always like shuffle through. Don't put my cards back in the same order if I'm going multiple stops. Don't know what kind of where stuff is. Don't have a nice compartment where, you know, I kind of have my most used cards or ID easily accessible. So I was kind of getting a little frustrated about being on the go. And so I saw this, and it has, so I keep my ID in this one, my 3 most used cards in this one. It has this slip pocket, so I keep my kind of next most used cards, so like my Nordstrom card, my Costco card. And then in this one I would keep like important documents I keep with us, like our medical insurance cards, dental insurance cards. And then this compartment I keep, you know, the cash and the coins, because it's the most kind of secure compartment with the zip. And then this one you can see has the little like space for the key ring to come out, so it's not as damaging to the leather here. It's a little bit more reinforced here on the edges. And then this is where, you know, I keep my car key. And so I just kind of use it just like this. And because this one was so successful, I went and got this one. And this is the one that I am currently using. So you can see it has my credit card still in there, has my Apple tag thing, and the Dadtrip insists that we use on everything. So I'm not a really big Apple person, but yep, this is the one I'm currently using. I have a dilemma. Should I get a third one of these guys? There's the Damier Azure one that's out now for the summer collection with the pink ballerine. Should I get that one? It's coming out in reverse too. Kind of like the idea of having the lighter color, because the 2 I have now are dark, but I don't know. I mean, no one needs 3, no one needs 2, but I have 2 as an option. But yeah, if you could leave me a comment down below on what you think I should do about those guys. Anyone else have these that have, I've only been using this for about 3 months, I would say, the 2 of them. And so if anyone's had it for longer, you know, give me some advice down there. On to my Pouchettes. So this is called a micro Pouchette, and it has the giant and then the regular size, but it has the 3 tones. It doesn't have the loop there, but it does have the D-ring. And again, this does have the hole built in where it's supposed to come out of, and it is reinforced there so it doesn't kind of like damage, and it doesn't really sit there either. If you can see, you know, it kind of is a little bit above and then down, so it's not coming directly on from underneath here to rub there, so it's not as damaged. It's just a, you know, smaller little catch-all. And I'll show you a size comparison to the mini Pouchettes. Oh yeah, it has this ring on the side where I suppose you could clasp something across, but it doesn't come with anything. And then I have 3 mini Pouchettes. So again, this is the micro Pouchette. And then I have this guy, which is the very first Louis Vuitton SLG that I ever purchased. Many years ago. It's over 10 years old now. Used this guy so many times, you know, and I know some people care a lot about whether this stays perfect or not, but I am not one of those people. If I'm going to spend this much money on things, I kind of on the side of I should be able to use it for whatever I need to use it for, and not really have to fuss about too much care and maintenance, because that's stress, right? And if I need to stress about spending thousands of dollars, then I shouldn't spend that. That's just how I feel about this stuff. But you can see the hardware is not bad either, right? And I alternate this one with the other 2 that I have, but you can see kind of the size. You can put this one in that one, and then here you see how much thinner it is there and the height differences, you know. So mini Pouchette, micro Pouchette. And then the other two that I have are, I super love Hawaii, and so when I had the opportunity to get these two, I jumped at them. I've always wanted the Tahiti Ean print. You've seen my bag collection video. I have the Speedy B30 in that print, but I've always wanted this guy in that print. But the pre-love market is always so marked up for that guy, and I mean, I know he's in good demand, but I'm waiting for one that's, you know, a better condition that I think may be worth spending that much on. But there's this guy, and then this is my favorite one of the three, I think, because just, I don't know, just that pop of color is just so nice, you know? And then the interior of this is also green. Whereas this one I don't use as much because, you know, it's got the azure, so I'm a little more careful about it. But I guess not that careful. It's pretty dirty on the inside. But yeah, the inside is just this pale canvas, which was kind of disappointed about that it wasn't anything a little bit more special on the inside. But I do love the trunk design on the outside. Okay. And then I actually only have one wallet, and it's very old, so it's still in its box. And this is actually a hand-me-down. So this is technically the oldest piece, but I didn't buy this myself. It was given to me. So, you know, it used to have this brown box and has a tissue paper. And then I don't know why I keep it this way, but it's this guy, the kind of fold wallet. You know, it's made in the US. And it was given to me kind of when I graduated high school by my aunt, who'd used this for quite a long time and had moved on. And she was just kind of purging her closet. Yeah, the condition's pretty good. I'm kind of saving it to see if, you know, Little Trip might like it one day, because it's becoming vintage. They don't really make anything that close to it anymore. Maybe one day when the larger stuff comes back, because, you know, small and large always comes back in, but I'm keeping it for her. And then I have one Pouchette accessoire, and then it was purchased at the same time as this guy. So these two are my oldest SLGs that I purchased myself, and he's the original design, made in the US. Used him a ton because back when I did buy him, this size bags where you actually used it as your purse was, you know, that was what everyone did. This is what was in, and was in for a long time, and I just used this to death. I loved him. You know, he's actually in really good condition. At least I think so. The hardware is pretty good too. Okay, and then I guess the next ones, I'm gonna do my Kirigamis before I do my toiletry items. So I have two sets. I have the one in the epi leather. So I got this one first, and I got this one for two reasons. The first, I mean, just honestly, I couldn't find the monogram version. And so I bought this one because I really wanted to try it out. I thought they were so cute. And two, I love this pink. This pink is so beautiful. And so I used this for quite a while for all kinds of different things. You know, I use this for cards, extra cards. I like to separate my gift cards that I have to carry with me that I can't load onto my phone, separate from my wallet. And then this guy can be used as a catch-all because he's a little bit similar in size to the mini Pouchette, and this one also catch-all or clutch, right? Compared in size to the mini Pouchette, right? Very, very much larger, and then compared in size to the Pouchette accessoire, right? This is still quite a bit larger, so so yeah, so these are the three that I originally got. And then for Christmas maybe 2 years ago, Dadtrip surprised me with that guy. And so I finally have the monogram. This is much more squishy and poofy. These are very structured, very thin, so you can kind of see the difference there. but the color schemes are the same. So this is the epi leather that's designed off the colors of this original Monogram version. So, right, so this one kind of goes with this red, although this is the medium-sized one, but it's not the same as the color of this one. So, and then the tiny one, right, which I'm actually using now. As you can see, gift cards in here. But yeah, so they reversed the color order, but it doesn't matter so much because I can't matchy them really, because I mean mostly what you can see is just the Monogram. When you have this, you can see a little bit of the edging of the color, but not too much. So I have 2 sets of Kirigamis. I love them. Every time a new one comes out, I think, oh gosh, do I want another one? Because they're so beautiful. They are quite useful to use as catch-alls in your purses and organizers and stuff like that. Especially when I have much smaller bags. I don't really have big tote bags and stuff, but yeah. I don't need 3 again. But I almost got to buy the pool with the giant Monogram, but nothing's really caught my eye enough to have me get 3 or have me sell this epi version, which I don't think I can ever bring myself to do because it's so pretty. And then I have another pouch, the daily pouch, and then this is also with the pink on the top. Almost went with the peach, but then I saw this guy. Debated about the black or the all black leather version, which is also gorgeous, but I don't know, as I'm getting older, I never used to like pink, and I'm getting older, pink is just everything, so I don't know what it is. Yep, he's very squishy, very soft, very satisfying to hold. Alright, now on to the, I think, the Toiletries. Yeah, let's just do the Toiletries. So, this is pre-loved, but I've had this one for 5 years now. This watermark is new, hazards of having a baby, but it was in, like, immaculate condition when I did initially purchase. And I've used this a bit. The inside, of course, is this gorgeous, like, magenta color, and it's made in Spain. It's just, I never got anything in this multicolor collection when it first came out because I was a poor student at the time and could only admire this from afar. And it took me a while to find a color scheme that I really, really liked. And I was like, I'm gonna have a piece. I don't really, the bags in this print aren't my cup of tea, but I really wanted this one. So that's the first one that I got. And then if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my unboxings for these two. The PM and the GM. I got them at the same time because I've seen this a lot, so you know what they are. They're the Toiletry Pouches, rumored to be discontinued soon, but I saw this one at the store just last week. So, and I see this one quite often. I have not seen the GM size as often in person, but my essay told me they had both in stock, I think a few months ago when I posted this, and so I got it. And this is my current catch-all situation in my bag. And then I have the trifecta, I guess they call it, of these guys, the Toiletries, the 15, and then the 19 and the 26. Right, so made in Spain's, and then you guys have seen these guys a lot. I don't use the big one. I use the big one a lot more when, you know, before we're all locked down and COVID and all that stuff and we're doing more normal things. This one, definitely a really good catch-all. I didn't wear a lot of makeup before the pandemic, and now I wear nothing, basically. So this was my little makeup pouch that I used. It was the perfect size. I didn't need to use the 19 for that. And then I have one Pouchette Voyage, and this is very similar to the 26, but if you really compare them, the Voyage is bigger. So the Voyage is wider, and the Voyage is a little bit longer, and the Voyage is a little bit taller. So it's just slightly bigger. This is from the men's collection, and it has a silver hardware instead of the gold, and it has, instead of the the vachetta tab, it has a hole there, so you can actually clip stuff. So you can, you know, put like a poof on there, or like a little bag charm when you use it as a clutch. So I've used this as a catch-all in larger bags for work, and I use this as a clutch individually, and I use it a lot for travel because it's fairly indestructible. This print, very dark, doesn't stain very easily, leather line, and it's the not vachetta, so you don't have to worry about it. And inside it actually has like card slot compartments in that guy, whereas, you know, you've seen in this before, it's just the textile lining, the wipeable lining. It has nothing in there. So if you are considering getting one of these two, I mean, sure, if you're going to use it for actual toiletries or makeup or pens, something that you're really worried about the interior for, you can get this one. But if you're going to actually get this one because you want to use it as a clutch, I recommend thinking about getting a Pouchette Voyage. They come out in so many fun designs and colors now. There's so much choice, and it has compartments, and inside is the kind of cloth. This side's leather, and then this side is cloth, not microfiber. It's not as soft and smooth as that, but it's just, you can see the texture of it there. But I would recommend you giving this a try. I think it has more versatility. And I do have the Agenda notebook cover. It's not the D-ring one. It doesn't have the clasp. I don't like the idea of the rings. I feel very restricted to what I can do with the rings. But yeah, you guys have seen this so many times. This is not actually what I'm using it for. I just put in some stuff to kind of show you what it can do. You can put two things in here, and then you can use them for different things. You know, there's got the card slots there, and then it's got the two compartments, and then actually, you know, you can fit more stuff in there if you wanted to. Made in France. You can get it hot stamped here if you wanted to. Yep. There's that guy. And then, okay. So now we've come to my largest toiletry items, and they are, and yes, they are the king size toiletries, is what they used to be called, and I think they just called the Dop kits. They're from the men's collection. They have the pull tab in leather. They have the double zip with the handle and the magnetic closures. And so you kind of open them like this. And then there's just this huge cavernous inside. As you can see, I have used this a ton. So this one I use so much for travel. And then the inside is just, it has one zipper compartment, which is fairly sizable. It's spacious. I can fit, you know, kind of most of my hand in there. And then it's got the metal teeth. There you go. Yep. And then the inside is just, it's the wipeable lining because it is a toiletry item. So how many of these do I have? I have this one. I have the Monogram version, which is full right now because this is where I keep all of my makeup items. I didn't used to wear a lot of makeup, but I really loved collecting it. Anyone else out there like that? We don't wear a lot of stuff, but we love purchasing it. Yeah. So this one has the vachetta, so I don't travel with this one because it's more delicate. Even this tab is vachetta. And then, oh, I bought this one because it was so beautiful. And I love this item. I had the watercolor, you know, before Virgil passed. I really thought that he was doing beautiful things with the men's collection. Sure, it's more trendy. Sure, it's a little bit more out there, but it's fun, you know. And Louis Vuitton is not necessarily a brand to me that I purchase because it's like timeless and classic looking. The Monogram, I don't actually really enjoy this print that much. I think it's very reliable, and I think it's very sturdy, and I believe this will last me my entire life. Sure, it will look worse for wear eventually, but I mean, I don't think it'll fall apart. Like, this is something that I'm going to use and I'm going to enjoy using for forever. I think it's a timeless piece in that it's never going to go out of style, but I don't necessarily think it's classic, like, you know, something like this, you know, where I feel like that one, no matter how old I get or what situation in my life I am, I can use that piece, you know, to kind of elevate any outfit, or, you know, basically it has its place. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just think that classic is not the word that I think of when I go for Louis Vuitton items. I think more of like versatility and usefulness, and creativity, because they have so many different items that you can use for so many different reasons. You know, you buy one Pouchette, but you don't have to use it for one way. And so when you add fun to this, you know, I just love this piece. And then the inside, so I use this for all my kind of extraneous hair items like headbands and clips and stuff, so because I don't want to ever get this stained. So this is blue on the inside. It's just beautiful, this pop-up color. So I thought I was done, so I had this one, and then I had this one, and then I added this one, and then recently they came out with one, and I was like, okay, this will be my fourth and final one, and it is in leather. They came out with the all leather piece. The other three are canvas, and I was like, come on, I collected the other three, I have to have the only one that's ever come out in leather. All black, embossed. The interior is also all black. And what I use this for is, when I'm switching in between purses, most of them are very small, and so I have a very limited number of items that I use. It's very, you know, kind of hand sanitizers. I have extra set car keys. My husband sets car keys. I have like purse, you know, decorations. I have the reusable bags. So basically things that I just want to grab and go. And I just, you know, open this guy. So my wallets are normally in here, the ones I'm using. So the recto versos are in here. Yep, there you go. All right, so that's the main collection. Whew, so many pieces. I didn't know if you guys wanted to see the Pouchette accessories individually, right? So the coin holder, it's bigger than I think it's bigger than the original one, but it has this guy on it, so it's not as versatile in that you can just use it individually. And then in case, the thing, I don't know if I've ever noticed this before, but the chain, this is the middle-sized one, the chain only works on this one. So if you're gonna buy it thinking you're gonna use it as separate SLGs, you can't detach this chain because the clasps are on this bag. So you can't detach the chain and use it for the larger Pouchette, and use it as just like a bigger Pouchette accessoire bag. You have to have your own strap for this if you don't want to use the strap that comes with it. That's my only thoughts about those. And then I have 3 little kind of unboxings. It's not unboxed, but I just got this off Fashionphile. And I did do an unboxing on my Instagram, but there it is. It's just a little bag charm from the men's collection. I really like that it has this rainbow colored X. Just something a little bit different, you know, in the interior. It's got the gunmetal hardware, the Monogram eclipse. It has a key ring on the inside. But what would I use this for? Essentially turning my smaller bags, like my Keep All Extra Small, into like a Pouchette accessories bag. So I would just kind of be adding a compartment to my smaller bags, kind of like, you know, this guy already has like multiple compartments. I would be turning other bags into that. Would it look cute with this one? I'm not sure, because it would be a mix in the metals, and I'm not against it, but this one maybe not this one, because it already has the little pockets in the front. But something else, I mean, let's bring my jumbo back out here, you know, so like if I were to somehow figure out how to attach it to the jumbo, it could look cute, right? There's a little bag charm there. Okay, this I also just got off Fashionphile as a gift for my sister. She recently purchased her very first Louis Vuitton. She's very YSL, Burberry, those are her styles. And she purchased her first Louis Vuitton because she wanted a really nice sturdy tote, and she got the on the go in the GM size in the black emprunte, not sure. And I really wanted to get her something to dress it up a little bit because she was worried that, you know, with the all black, it was not basic, but just, you know, plain. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous bag. And there's no way anyone ever called it like basic or plain. But I can understand what she's saying. You know, it's just like all black. And from far away, you can't even see the design of it. It's just like a giant black tote. So, but her style is very classic and muted. So it goes very well with her. So I messaged my SA and I asked her what kind of bag tags we can get hot stamped. And so I purchased this one off of Fashionphile, and I'm going to get it hot stamped for her so she can just have it as a bag charm. It blends in with the bag, but it is a different leather, so it's kind of got a different texture to it. The hardware will match, and it'll have a little bling on it from the hot stamp. So, and the condition, finding one that's not already hot stamped on the pre-loved market is very difficult, and then finding one that's black is also very difficult, so I was very pleased. And then actual unboxing. So I'm just gonna open this without any introduction. You guys can see it. Oh yeah, look at that. It is a denim strap, and I saw this online after I picked up my denim Speedy. And because the more I look at the denim, the more gorgeous it is. And so I looked at what else did it come in? What else can I get? I mean, it's so hard to get any of these pieces. And then I saw this strap and I thought it would look so cute on this guy. And so I messaged my SA and they had one in the store. And so I ran down and I picked it up. It's not very long, so you can't wear it crossbody. I mean, you can, but the bag ends up just under your boobs. Which is not that annoying for the bag because it have the 2 zips, but so if you see this, so I have this, can you see it? So it's not on the longest length, but this is a good crossbody length for me, and so it's not, and it hits above the hip, so, and I'm 5'7.5", 5'8", so you can see there's a good maybe 4 or 5 inches there, so there's no, it's not adjustable at all, but oh man, it's so cute. Having the thicker strap, having the denim on denim. The 90s are coming back. Denim on denim isn't that weird. But it's just so gorgeous. I mean, the blue leather is already gorgeous itself, right? But you can see there's a little bit of more pizzazz to it, a little bit more oomph. It's very soft, it's very bendy, it has leather, the same blue leather on the inside, and then this is the denim pattern on the outside. Alright guys, well, that is a super long video. If you've hung in there with me, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed going through the pieces and working on some other stuff for you. But yeah, subscribe, join the fam, follow us on Instagram, TripFanLove there. Comment, you know, talk to us, ask questions. We'd love to hear from you. Okay guys, take care.